Hey, it's been a while since I've made a decent video, but that's all going to change very shortly here. It's going to be a video about my monitor. However, this isn't like one of the videos that I wanted to actually do, but I'm doing this as a gateway for me to get ready to do all of the other really good videos that I want to do in the near future. So join me, why don't you? Join in the storm, or you will be swept away. Let's go. So, first things first though. Why did I even stop using my 1080p monitor that I've been using for 14 years? It still works perfectly fine. It's a little dim, but it's a very early model. Well, there's reasons for that. Oh god. The horror. Well, no one actually needs a 4K display, but for me, I do 4K YouTube videos and other related content, so having a 4K display really does help with making that content a reality and making it as good as I possibly can. Because having a 4K display will allow me to display the one-to-one image that is being captured by my camera's sensors, whether that be an iPhone or one of these cameras that I'm using right now, which is an EOS R10 from Canon. And that's just so I can see all the gritty details, see how ugly my face is. Now yes, you could do this on a 1080p display, and in fact I did for a short time, but as I started doing more and more 4K content, that got much harder to do comfortably. And now that I want to kick it into full gear, I really needed a better display. And we had purchased a 1440p display, however, it had issues, and it was curved. Don't buy a curved display. I'm also researching digital video compression, which this monitor helps me out with greatly, as I can, again, display a one-to-one picture of what the original file is and what the compressed version looks like. I can see all the gritty details or the lack thereof, which is really useful for compression and studying that. And yes, of course, that's going to be another video. Now in video games, this might become an issue because, well, games won't run as well if you have a 4K display because it has to push more pixels onto the screen at once, which in modern games is a big limitation, but in old ones is perfectly fine. I can play Doom with mods on this system with no difficulty, but with my 2070 Super, which is an NVIDIA graphics card from 2018, if you can believe it, it starts getting a lot of slowdowns in modern titles, such as, I don't know, Power World. I couldn't play on any higher than medium settings in the graphics options, which, when I wanted to make a video on it, kind of hindered my wanting to do that. So the solution was either to get a new GPU or just give up. I gave up. I'm not blowing $500 on a graphics card that I might not even need. So yeah, for me that was a pretty good wake-up call for 4K gaming. Now another thing that this monitor gets me is the ability to record one-to-one 4K game content or 4K screen content. I can screen record at 4K, which before I couldn't do. I could only screen share at 1080p and then blow that image up to 4K, which has its limitations. I mean, it's only 1080p, it's just bigger 1080p. So that would be like making your laptop screen a TV. Like, it's the same image, just bigger. Now yes, you could technically run these monitors at lower resolutions like 1440p and 1080p and even 720p, I think, but that's not really worth doing as it'll look like crap. I'm not totally clear why this is, but whenever you scale a monitor down, it just looks like dog crap, so I refuse to do that. Also, being able to screen record 4K one-to-one allows me to ensure the quality of the videos that I'm uploading to YouTube even more, as I'm not just recording at 1440p or 1080p and then upscaling it so it looks worse on a 4K YouTube video. If you select 4K on my videos, you're likely getting the highest quality the image can possibly have been, because my source footage is also 4K. But yeah, this display definitely has some issues regarding the on-screen display or OSD, but pretty much every monitor sucks in terms of on-screen displays, like changing brightness, changing contrast, changing input settings, changing all that crap. It's generally absolute dog crap, and it doesn't need to be, but it pretty much always is. That's kind of universal. This display that I have next to me, in fact, is also like that, and it's a pretty high-end 1200p display from like 2012 or something. And this is a modern 4K display, and it does this? Like, yeah, it could be worse, but it could definitely be a hell of a lot better. Now, this particular monitor was served to me because it has a very compelling set of ports for what I do. It has at least 2 HDMI ports and a DVI port, and it needed to have 3 high-definition 4K video ports because I have a Mac Mini, I have another Mac Mini, I have a PC that does mainly video encoding, and I have a gaming PC that I do some editing on as well. And I must be able to connect as many of those to one display as I can. Now, I'm not even going to get into how I make my keyboard do that. Maybe that'll be another video. Who knows? So both of these HDMI ports support at least up to 4K. I don't know if it can go past that. I mean, this is only a 4K display, so it doesn't really matter. I can't do 4K 120 or even 8K 30, so doesn't matter. But they can both at least do 4K 60, which is what I need for what I do. And all of them do, even the DVI port. No, display port. I don't know if I said DVI before, but I mean, it has 2 HDMI ports and 1 display port. I believe it also has an audio input port or audio output port. So if you plug like HDMI into this display, which has built-in speakers by the way, and then you want to get that audio out from the HDMI into like speakers or something that you have on your desk. I have an AVR that does that, but not everyone does. Very few people do actually. And my audio setup is a mess, but that's by choice. It doesn't need to be like that. And if I used the monitor's audio output, I could have a set of stereo speakers kind of audio system that you could hook up to that, and well, you could just use the HDMI output of your graphics card and use that for the audio as well. And that's in the same way that your TV gets audio from your Xbox, for example. And like a TV, which this monitor is not, it also has some speakers in it. They sound kind of bad, but they're better than a MacBook from 2008, just not much better. But if you watch a YouTube video, you can hear, however woofily, what people are saying and what's going on for the most part. And if I'm not feeling lazy when editing this, I'll probably put up a YouTube video of my own creation on this display's speakers, and yeah, they're not great, but they're not bad either. Just kidding, this will be a Big Mac Davis video.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another live stream. Yes, I am your host. I am your host, Big Mac Davis. We are here once again to suffer the consequences of me choosing TNT with corruption cards. Yes. Yes.
Here's some MIDI music. And here's some actual studio music. And if we compare that to my actual audio system, so yeah, pretty crazy. So yeah, the speakers in this TV, and they're not very good. Okay, they're pretty bad. So yeah, that pretty much concludes my new display. I think I've had it since late last year, and we bought it because it was on sale, of course. And with my current setup, it doesn't do too bad. So I'm quite happy with it. And it's bright and everything, and it really does everything it needs to. It's not HDR or anything, at least I don't think it is. So yeah, this has been iRed Redux. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next live stream, short, or video, whatever that may be. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great rest of your evening. See ya. I couldn't play higher than medium. I couldn't play on more than. I couldn't play higher. So the solution was either to get a new GPU. I'm not blowing $400. But yeah, so for me, that was a pretty good way. Now another thing, this, like having a bigger TV or something instead of a monitor. I'm not sure. the full image. You're getting a high. But yeah, this display definitely has some. Now this display it has a. I have, and I want to be able to connect. Now I'm not even gonna get into how I'm not even going to go into how I make my keyboard do that. Maybe that'll be another video. No. Display port. I don't know if I said DVI before, but I mean it has 2 HDMI ports and 1 display port. I believe it also has either audio input into your and I could have a set and maybe even the subwoofer, and like a TV, which this monitor is not. It also has some speakers in it, but they're better than just not much. If I'm not feeling lazy, I'll put a clip up of me playing a YouTube video of my own. And if I'm not, yeah, they're not great, but they're pretty bad. See ya. Brarb.